Hello, I am going to do some feasibility options for this Pacific Highway development here, which is it's a metro in Crow's Nest here in Sydney. You can see it's currently under construction. This is the metro map, quarterly imagery. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how in Giraffe you would spend 15 minutes on this thing and get a deep appreciation and understanding for the site, and not only the site, but the other sites around it. And my argument is that is a good 15 minutes to spend, and it will help you understand why we've made the decisions we've made around the way that this tool is designed. So the first thing I would do is I'd just bring in the zoning, and I'd bring in the heritage layers, because I happen to know this is a heritage area, and there's land zoning around there, of course. So there's the zoning B4, and if we turn that off, you can see this heritage area to the right. And if we turn the metro map on and flick to 3D, you can sort of see the site. There it sits on Pacific Highway, that's a main road. There's this built up St Leonard's, there's this low level heritage area. And so this site sits between those two kind of urban conditions. And so, immediately I'm starting to understand things. Just looking, just poking around, just getting an idea about things. So that's 120 by 30 meter site, which is pretty decent. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that back, and let's call this retail, and I'll copy paste that and pull it down to the southern site, and then I'll allow this lane, Hume Street, to come through because we want that porosity, so that connection there. Okay, make that like a bright red color. There we go. And I better make a rail type, so we need an entrance to the rail station. So I'm going to create that from retail. I'm just going to call that rail, and I'm going to make that floor to floor 9 meters. So you have this nice high station entry. And again, I'll copy paste that, pull it over there, drop the levels to 1, and call it rail. I'm just going to edit rail and just make sure it's a different color. A teal would be good. There we go. And I'm going to pop the other rail entrance here on this bit of the site that they've resumed. All right, and as I do that, I see there's actually Clark Lane, which is this Laneway extends here. So I'm gonna draw an arrow there, because when I talk to people about this project, I want to highlight this. I want to talk about this connection, because this is either a cost or an opportunity. We can service parking or service requirements, rail service, bring trucks down here. Or maybe we can make some Melbourne-style laneways. Maybe there's businesses that thrive in this kind of cramped, close urban condition that don't thrive on this main road. And often when I think, about place, it's about creating kind of like a coral reef where many creatures can survive. Big sharks, little crabs, sea anemones, eels. And so thinking about, the variety of spaces that you're going to create, the variety of things that people are going to do in those spaces is a very good way of building a beautiful city. And if you're thinking financially, that is building value, because people will come here, they will spend their money, they will pay for the rent. But if you're thinking about people's lives, it's also amazing for them because they have more diverse and enriched experiences within the city. I'm going to round that little rail thing off and then just do this so people could see like it's a nice round little slab over there. All right. So we're 4 minutes in, and we have something. We are starting. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop some community uses on this mega platform. This is 2,800 square meters, 28,000 feet in Americanese. I'm just going to put some community uses there. You can see there I've got 1,000 square meters. I'm thinking of things potentially like a library, or maybe like some co-work offices, something like that, because you're going to be elevated, and I can imagine this inside-outside kind of experience. You're obviously, your customers can come visit you. You can, have a meeting on the roof or in this office would be kind of cool. And then this retail, obviously I'm justifying bottom level retail, and then I'm imagining maybe, I don't know, doctors or physios or something in level 2. Probably could be made to work. I'm not considering the underground plane. We'll get to that later. All right, and then I'm going to do a 40 meter by 20 meter residential tower. And I'm going to pop that on top. And I'm going to crank it the height of it until it kind of matches here just as an option. And it fits quite nicely, you know, it's sort of set back from all sides. I'm going to pop another one there, and sort of another one fits over there. Now we could maybe put a little guy up there, but let's leave this. And then because this is low level, I'm going to use this long site to mediate between the two kinds of urban condition, you know, that sort of dense high scale urbanism and this low scale, you know, and I'm just going to try and split the difference. Now I could do a quick solar analysis and just see what's happening with this kind of option. As it thinks and thinks, there we go. Look, it's pretty good. Obviously the south side of the buildings are not winning, but the north side really are. And the degree of overshadowing is not intense, and so maybe I'd pull this guy back a little bit so that, you know, that facade got a bit more, but it actually works. It works okay. And I can see the views here are great because this is this heritage area, so it's not going to be built out. All right, so I've done a lot. I've done some exploration. I've looked at the context. I've thrown down some form. We're 6 minutes in, you know, and I've got everything I need. I've got the rail, you know, the rail guys may say, look, 1,000 square meters, you are dreaming. We need triple that. And I can just say, all right, okay, fine, quick, and just do it like that. And we get the, you know, now we're up to 1,600 and then meet in the middle. I know the facade area, I know the dwelling mix, I know the number of residents, I have all the analytics, all the sort of the number crunching that it's not intuitive for a human brain or for most human brains to do. Giraffe does do, but this kind of poking around and figuring things out and going, well, what if the middle one was the tallest? And what if we did that? You know, what if we broke the mold and went the other way and put the high one on the south and the low one on the north? Is that sort of more interesting? Arguably. It's worth a discussion for sure. This kind of thinking about the site, playing around, is very, very useful. And I'm going to make another option. Right? That's the other cool thing, is you don't have to get tied down to one option. I'm actually just going to copy this entire thing, and I'm going to then turn it off, and I'm going to paste it, and now it's option 2. And let's make this a commercial option. So I'm going to delete one of those towers, and I'm going to call this a commercial building, and that makes it bigger. I'm going to make it bigger and wider with a large leasable floor plate, maybe that. I'll do something like that. And maybe when we're thinking about commercial, maybe we do some land bridges. Let's try a crazy option. Let's just pop that at the top. There we go. That's starting to be a bit RAM, a bit design. And then let's pop these guys on top again. There we go. Something like that. There we go. Hectic. Look at that. All right. So this is kind of like the Judge Dredd commercial option. And I'm thinking and I'm looking and I'm understanding these floor plates. I guess the other thing I'm really doing is I'm understanding the overshadowing to the south. You can sort of see what's going on over there. Kinds of arguments we'll have with the residents and property owners directed to the south, or the concerns that they'll have that we'll need to meet. I guess I should make this commercial as well. Make him a bit bigger too. Maybe I'll round his corners so he has his own corporate identity. There we go. Okay, there we go. I've done sort of a much more developed commercial option. Sort of taking you, I'm imagining future development all the way down to North Sydney. All right, we're 8 minutes in. And like, look at this, you know, because I've drawn it, I kind of know that 1,000 square meter floor plate is simple to get everywhere. I kind of understand where the pressure on the setbacks is, the kind of dimensions that we're going to get. You know, just by fiddling, I'm kind of getting an idea of the parameter space, you know, the kind of parameters that are informing what's possible on this site, and what, you know, I'm getting. I'm getting my head around them. So I'm 9 minutes in now. But I think we've done, you know, kind of okay. Maybe in this option we're going to create something called a lobby. We'll make it a version of the blue, a bit darker. Save, and we can draw that over here. There's the tower lobby. So maybe that is for this tower over here, and we'd need another one over here, and maybe we can set that into this commercial over here. And maybe we do something cool, like, you know, pull this retail back so that this lobby sticks out a bit. All right, pop this little guy over here, shrink him down, pull him in. There we go again. Maybe we try that move again. Just articulate that facade. Got those lobbies, got that commercial. Maybe this is third use commercial. Maybe this is work share underneath. You know, either way, I'm starting to, you know, I'm drawing some pretty pictures and I'm generating a real knowledge here of what the site is. The final thing I'll do is just do some analytics on this guy. There's my two options. I'm going to split it by tab, split by layer. 285 dwellings in the default option. Obviously none in option 2. Yeah. I'm not even going to spend 15 minutes. I'm going to spend these 11 minutes. I think that's efficient. Hopefully you sort of have got the point.